Buongiorno, my friends, as they would say in Italy. Good morning or good day or whatever it may be, good afternoon, wherever you are. We are here for some more Formula 2 career mode. Today we are here for the Italian Grand Prix, and this is the feature race, part one of the weekend. The sprint race will be uploaded, guys, later on this evening to the channel in a few hours' time, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. But if you guys missed the last episode at Belgium, the sprint race, we had the most shocking race winner I think I've ever seen in an F1 game. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out, guys. I'll leave it linked in the top right-hand corner of your screen right now. But today we are here at Monza, and it was nice dry conditions through all of practice and the race as well. But for qualifying, it was raining, and this sprung a massive surprise to me, and it really threw a spanner in the works, especially in the race for the World Championship, and it really caught me out. So before we jump into spoilers, let's jump into qualifying to see exactly what happened, because oh my goodness me, it was a little bit messy. Either way, let's go for a full lap of this circuit here at Monza, and I'll get back to you once the lap is over and try and spot the mistakes around this lap. And there we go, up to the line, and it's unfortunately only P17. It's an absolute shocker. Disaster here at Monza. A couple mistakes, and it cost us dearly. It wasn't a terrible lap. Just one big mistake in the middle part of the lap, and also a bit of a scruffy Ascari chicane. But that one error cost us really dearly. Lesmo number 2 was a real tricky one. But as you can see, Nick De Vries starts from pole, Luca Giotto P2, Delatras 3rd, and Sergio Sitticamera P4. So both of our title rivals are in the top 4. Nicolas Latifi P5, Guan Yu Zhou P6, Antoine Hubert P7, with Sean Galal up in 8th place. The race winner, of course, last time out. Jack Aitken P9, Mick Schumacher rounds off the top 10. And then we have Jordan King P11, Nobuharu Matsushita in 12th, rounding up the 6th row. Then behind them we have, of course, Dorian Boccolacci in 13th. And Nikita Mazepin is in P14. Ralph Boschung 15th with his teammate Julian Alesi alongside him in 16th. And then, of course, towards the back, we start P17, Juan Manuel Correa, ahead of Callum Ilott, of course, our teammate, and we're on the penultimate row of the grid. And the only cars behind us are Mahive, Ragnathan, and Tatiana Calderon. So that speaks a lot about how bad our qualifying was, and we need to recover in this race. Let's jump into the Italian Grand Prix, and let's turn this around. Here we are then at Monza, and it's time for the race, and it was a very disappointing qualifying, and it caught me out. I was running a dry setup and I just wasn't ready. There was no wet sessions over the weekend, so I couldn't adapt to the conditions for one-shot qualifying. So we've got it all to do in the race here today, starting from P17. The target is to try and get a top 8 finish and try and get reverse grid pole for the sprint race. That's going to be the best case scenario here today. In order to achieve that, we are going to start the race on the medium tyres and then move on to the softs. I can't lie, boys, we're going to be struggling though, because even in the dry, after practice, I was only P14, so I don't have great pace in the dry either, so it's going to be very difficult. We're going to have to really work hard. This could be a make or break race for the championship, so we've got to really try our absolute best to try and get something back here today and score a few points. So let's get down to business, let's jump into it, and let's see what happens as we jump into the race for the Italian Grand Prix and part one of the weekend here for the feature race. Okay, let's see what kind of start we can get. as we get the revs up to the sweet spot for the 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go. It's not a great start. I mean, to be fair, there wasn't much more I could have done, but everyone around me is on the soft tyres, so naturally they're going to have a better start than me. Bit of a space here on the outside. We're going to use that to reclaim a few of those lost places. I think it's 3 wide here. I'm going to have to back out, and we're going to lose a bit of time as a consequence of that. Raghunathan looking for the move behind us, and I never thought I'd be saying that. We are battling Mahavir Raghunathan, and we're currently in a championship battle. That is not what I had in mind going into this race weekend, but it is what it is. I've now got to readapt to the dry weather driving. I'm used to the wet now from qualifying, so this will take me a lap or two, but hopefully we can make a challenge soon and get past a few of these guys. I've definitely obviously got more pace than some of these guys, even on the mediums, but let's see how it all shakes out. I've also trimmed out a bit of wing, so we should be okay on the straights. I'm not going to say super quick, we never have been all season, but we should be a little bit quicker. So let's see how we get on, and hopefully we can try and make a few moves here. AI are braking very early here. I really fancy a move. If I can stay close to my teammate Callum Arlott, I might try and go for a send into turn 1, especially if he brakes as early as he has been doing on this first lap. So let's see what happens. Let's get into the slipstream. We're a little bit far back, to be fair. We'd like to have been a little bit closer. We're going to go down the inside here. We're going to absolutely send it. I kind of released the brake a little bit into the entry of the corner, and we do get the move done, so there we go. We get that one back. Job done, P18. Up next, Giuliano Alesi. Let's try and hunt him down, of course, in the Trident. Looks like Nick De Vries is leading the way. He's setting the pace at the moment. DRS now enabled. We're pretty close to Alesi, so I may try and go for the exact same move as last lap into turn 1. Braking late, releasing the brake. Well, to be fair, this time they weren't as slow. Seems like the pack is kind of spreading out a little bit now. But with DRS, it's going to be very tricky to make a move still, because there's such a big slipstream effect. DRS is going to be very ineffective. I've had a shocker of an exit out of turn 2 here, and Callum Arlott fancies a move. I think we should be okay though into the brake zone, so we'll stay in front for now. The strategy is going to be key in this race. It's only a 1 stop, but the timing of this pit stop, running in clean air, running at good pace, is going to be so important. That's quite nice, to be fair. We managed to keep it flat out on the exit of Ascari. I may just be able to have a little look on the inside of Alesi into Parabolica here. Not close enough. Everyone's kind of spreading out now, so there's no more kind of brake checking and early braking going on. Nice exit again. A little bit of wide there with the understeer, kick it in. I'll be surprised if we get much action in this first part of the race on these medium tyres. I think we'll get more action on the softs later on, because everyone's staying together. No one's pulling away, not even the leader. So we'll get a chance later on with the extra grip of the soft tyres to make things happen, because I'm definitely better through the corners. So let's see how it all pans out, as we've just got to try and survive this first part of the race. Maybe in 1 or 2 laps the softs will fade and the mediums may have a chance, but for now we're kind of looking at the second stint as our opportunity this race to make things happen. Here we go. Can I get an exit out of here? Possibly. Looks like Alesi's just losing a little bit of the toe. He's just dropping off a little bit from, I think that's Tatiana Calderon in front. We're just not quite close enough for a lunge. Oh, yes we are. I wasn't expecting that. Alesi very early on the brakes, and we accidentally go for the send. I didn't even really mean it, but I was going to run to the back of him if I didn't take evasive action. So there we go, make a nice move, and we're up to P17. Alesi trying to come back at us here as he goes to the outside into turn 1. We're pretty good on the brakes though, so I think we'll be okay. Slow it down. There we go. We almost ran to the back of Calderon, but we get on the brakes enough to hang on. Right then, let's get on the hunt. Let's try and make another move. Soft tyres should start to fade a little bit now. Ooh, I'll tell you what, Calderon goes defensive. We may have a chance here. Try it on the outside. We can do that in F1 cars, but we can't do that in the F2 ones though. Shame, but it is what it is. Right, let's try and look for another overtake. I feel like someone may have an issue with their car further up the road. It could be the leaders. I don't know, maybe they've got damage, but everyone's going quite slow at the minute. Everyone's kind of grouped back up again. Everyone's got really close together, and the AI are braking really early into corners once again. We could get Calderon here. Just got to stay in the slipstream, and we should get the run on her into the final corner. Here we go. We'll pull over to the inside. Very easy move on the brakes. Trying to get the power down out of Parabolica. There we go. Right, cars are going to pit. This is going to open it up a little bit now. So the soft tyres can do about 5 or 6 laps, so we'll bear that in mind. We'll pit around lap 8. That's what we'll do because we've got fresh soft tyres to use. We're gaining on Bosch on here. But there's no traffic in front, so we have to hang back for now. Right then. Now it's getting exciting. The other great thing about being on this strategy is that we won't get held in the pits. I'll probably be the only car in the pit lane as I'm the only car on the medium tyres, so we won't have to worry about being held up, which is a great positive. But here we go, we're now right on the back of Ralph Bosch on here. There is a lot of cars dueling for position and they're all going to pit this lap, so we've got to be careful. I'm going to try and look at the outside here, possibly. You know what, I'm just going to back off for now. I don't want to get involved if I can avoid it. They're all going to pit anyway, so there's no point in me really trying to make a move on these guys. We'll stick to the outside, there we go. We'll just pick up our DRS and get on our way. So we are going to lead the Italian Grand Prix. Now the question is, what kind of pace do we have left in these tyres? We'll do 2 more laps, so this one and 1 more, and then we'll box for the softs. At the moment, it looks like Virtuosi 2 and 3. They're having a great race here today. Guan Yu Zhou P2, Luca Giotto P3, and he has the fastest lap. So all the points are going to go back to Virtuosi today, and they're behind us in the Constructors' Championship, but they would gain a massive amount of points if they got that result here today. Meanwhile, we're flying with 3/10 up on our personal best this lap in clean air, which is great. 1 more lap to go. Let's keep this pace up. Here we go, up to the line.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
31.4, new fastest lap. That is great pace. Let's go for 1 more strong lap, and we'll pit this lap. That's an odd one. Not sure why Callum's pit again, but that might just mean I'll stay out 1 more lap because the crew might not be ready for me. Even though there's a massive gap, for some reason in this game, the crew needs like 30 to 45 seconds to be absolutely ready for you. So I think I might just stay out 1 more. I mean, to be fair, we are matching a personal best, so I might just stay out 1 more as a precaution. Because these laps are really important. I mean, Callum's still in the pit lane right now, so yeah, we'll definitely stay out 1 more. I'm not sure what's going on with my teammate. Ooh, 30.9 from Giotto. That's a strong lap to the point where it's thrown me off, then I've missed my break point. Right, we'll pit this lap, that's what we'll do. Feels like the Virtuosi cars may be leapfrogging to pull away and create an advantage of everybody else. I've had a little look, and on the crossover, the AI are still very much running in a train, which means they'll lose a lot of time in brake zones and acceleration, as we saw before, and through certain corners if they're going side by side. So we would have gained a lot just by staying out and running in clean air at my own pace. So let's see where we are. 29.6 second gap to Luca Giotto. That is a massive gap, but of course you've got to factor in that it's 60 kilometers for the F2 cars in the pit lane, and also the pit stops are much slower. But you can see on the minimap, look at that train of cars. It's a massive train, and I tell you what, we could be right in the thick of this.
Complete, go now.
Could we come out in front? I don't think we can. I think we need more of a gap. But I tell you what, I think we're going to get really, really close. Here they come. We've gained so much with the overcut. Wow, so much. We're going to be on the cusp of the top 10.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
There we go. We're going to rejoin P11, boys. That's what I'm talking about. Target, of course, P8. And we've now got soft tyres on the car. So, big 5 laps coming up now, boys. Strap yourselves in. It's about to get real. Here we are then. We've caught up to the boys in front. They've all bunched up again. We've got 10 cars battling for the race win, essentially. And we're all over the back of Dorian Boccolacci here as we go into the Lesmos. It's all about the exit, because I can't get the acceleration the AI do. They seem to find a bit more straight on speed than me as well, so I've got to try and get it absolutely perfect. That wasn't too shabby, to be fair. But look at the acceleration. I just lose out to Boccolacci there, and everyone's running DRS in this train, so it's very ineffective. I've got to be very smart about how I get this move out and how I time it. If I can get the exit out of here, that could be a good opportunity. Cut over that curb, there we go. Now we're right in the gearbox of the Campos. Here we go, now we're talking. On the inside. Late on the brakes. 3rd gear for a bit of hashtag extra rotation. And there we go. Nicely done as we make our way up into the points. We need to get P8, remember, that's the target. As we reclaim the fastest lap, hopefully we'll get those 2 extra points. Boccolacci re-challenging down to turn 1. He's on the inside. We're going to have to go very late on the brakes here. Boccolacci, though, is going for it. We're going to have to hang on. I could have broken later, but I was scared of hitting Latifi on the brakes, but luckily we've held on. Right, then let's get past Latifi, and then it's Jack Aitken after that. He's the man we need for the points. 4 laps to go. Now I got a lot more pace. So much quicker. If I was in clean air, I'd be running away with it. We're really close, but you can see we just lose just enough on acceleration that stops me from potentially making a move on Latifi. Purple sector 2, we're going to have to just hang back for now. Could be the exact same move as last lap here, as we focus on getting the exit. Here we are, right on the gearbox of the dams. This is definitely my go-to overtake in this race, it seems. We're still losing on the straight, we're not actually keeping up. But down the inside we go. And we pick up Latifi there. Another position, we're now up to P9. Jack Aitken up next, and then we're P8 and we're on reverse grid pole, which is good damage limitation after a bad qualifying. It's sticking off in front though, it's 3-4 wide, and here comes Latifi again, he's going to re-challenge. We're going to have to be very late on the brakes. So late to the point where we're going to challenge Aitken into the first corner. Without even meaning to, accidental overtake once again. And there we go, job done, up to 8th place. Now that is what I'm talking about. Mick Schumacher is the next car, let's see if we can get after him. Aitken's still trying to re-challenge it, but we should be okay. 2 laps to go next time around. But I say that, these guys are losing a lot of time. Something's not quite right, and someone's losing a real big chunk of time here. This has allowed one of the cars out front to pull away and get a gap. Not sure which one it is. Oh, we've got a retirement. It's Sete Camara. Oh my God, Sergio Sete Camara, and championship rival, out of the race. His engine blows up here at Monza. That is massive for the championship, as we're now on the back of Mick Schumacher here. We now move up to P7. There's confirmation. Oh my goodness me, that is a massive moment for the championship. That could be it right there. Nick de Vries isn't even leading this race when he needs to be. Here we are behind Mick Schumacher though. Can we still get the move on the German? Looks like we're just a little bit too far back, unless I can really send it on the brakes. Yes, we do. Down the inside. And we're now at P6. Suddenly, I can smell a podium here. This could get very, very tasty. We're going to get DRS, but of course Mick Schumacher will try and re-overtake us like everybody else because we lack straight line speed. We're tucked into the slipstream, but here comes Mick. He's looking for it. Eventually he backs out, so there we go. Right. Let's get past Sean Galal, who of course won the previous race, the sprint race at Belgium. He's doing really well in P5. The Preyman is doing well today. Here we go, onto the last lap then. Just struggling to hold on now. The tyre is just losing a bit of an edge on the rears. I'm just starting to get some oversteer. We are within range though of Galal here for a move, as there's a big battle in front. Unfortunately, Sean's pretty good on the brakes, but still all to play for here. We can still get a podium. We've got Delatraz, I think that is, one of the Univitrosi. We've got De Vries, and it's Galal. But you can see how much we're losing on the acceleration now. Now that I'm losing my rear tyres, I'm struggling a bit now. We can still pick something up, but we've got to try and time it right. This could be the one right here. Side by side in front. We get underneath Sean Galal. Yes, we do. Delatraz defends the inside as he knows we're looking for it. Sean hanging on the outside. Side by side here with last time's race winner. On the inside, I got a very shallow line, but we do pick it up. Accidental double shift though. That's not good. That's going to put us in big trouble. Uh-oh. Oh, it's getting very, very fasty here. Sean makes the move. We're going to have to surrender for now. Let's see if we can get him back on the exit of this corner, like always. Into the Parabolica. Come on, where's the acceleration? Come on, come on, come on. Big send coming up, boys. We're gaining. Here we go. Let's get past if we can. On the brakes, it's a late one. Running a little bit hot, but that's okay. We'll pick up the traction. And there we go. We're going to come through for a phenomenal P5. Sean's going to re-challenge across the line, but it's not going to be enough. Whew.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
So another fantastic victory for Univirtuosi. Davide, what do you think made the difference here?
This race, this win, was about one thing and one thing only: consistency. Anyone can be quick for just one lap, but there's a difference between that and being quick every lap, over and over and over. If you can do that, if you can gain ground when your opponents make mistakes, but then not make mistakes on your own. You can just push and push.
This is it. This is where they all want to be. Here come the top three then, out onto the podium after a fascinating race.
Well, there you have it then, boys. There is the confirmation of the race results. And that, in the end, was a really crazy race. Luca Giotto wins ahead of Guan Yu, making it a 1-2 for Uni Virtuosi, and that is a massive result for them in both Drivers' and Constructors' Championships. Nick De Vries rounds off the podium, and he outscores us here today. Not by much, though, only by 3 points, as we pick up P5 and the fastest lap. We finish behind Louis Delatraz. We just beat Sean Galal to the line, Mick Schumacher P7, and Jack Aitken in 8th. He will pick up reverse squid pole. Latifi in 9th, picking up a couple of points for Dams, and R22 Bear scoring the final point. Matsushita, Mazepin, Calderon, Bosch, Bocolaci, Raghunathan, King, Alazi, and Ilot finish up the 19 runners, and Sergio Sete Camera, our nearest rival in the championship, out of the race with mechanical failure. What that means for the Drivers' Championship moving into the sprint race: Sete Camera now 42 points behind De Vries at 58. Luca Giotto with that race win jumps up to 4th place, and I'd say it's a bit late for him to make a challenge, but if he can win a few more races, you never know. Guan Yu up to P7 as well, so big day at the office for Uni Virtuosi, but we still have a 42-point gap heading into the sprint race. And finally, the team standings: Uni Virtuosi have taken a huge chunk out of our gap, and they're now just 20 points behind, and suddenly we have a battle on our hands for 2nd place in the Constructors' Championship. But guys, that is going to be it for part 1 of the weekend here at Monza for the feature race. If you guys enjoyed it, drop a like, and if you want to see more content like this, then subscribe to the channel, guys, and click the bell icon to be notified whenever I post my content, which is daily on this channel. Also, finally, guys, check out the 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them, and I will be back later on this evening, guys, for part 2 for the sprint race. So do tune in later on today, guys, for the next race, and after that we then move into Russia, and then finally it's Abu Dhabi. But guys, that's going to be it for me here today. Hopefully you enjoy the video, and I'll see you all later on today. But until then, it's goodbye from me.